Welcome to the Okie Woodsman channel. Today I'm helping a neighbor out, cutting up some of his firewood for him. He's building a house, and I've driven by this pile quite a few times and thought, what an opportunity to get my new saws into some wood. I'm running the G372 that I got from TriStar Supply. If you're interested in those saws, make sure you take a look at my links, get 10% off. TriStar Supply also carries performance parts for Stihl and Husqvarna saws. Make sure you take a look. Let's get started. I did run this right down the road real quick. I was showing a buddy, and so it should start up no problem. The fuel line actually popped off. I idled almost an entire tank through this thing the other night, and I was like, man, that's weird. Why did it quit running? And then I just started it up for someone right down the road, and then I took off the air cleaner, saw the fuel line off the carb, back up in business. I'm sure excited to run this thing. So far it's running really nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and lean it out just a little bit. Running great. Seems like it's holding a tune really nicely. I think I'm getting close to running out of fuel. Let's go ahead and refuel it. Take a look at the chain. I didn't bring any files with me because I was planning on staying out of the dirt. See where we are on fuel. So far the saw is running fantastically. Yeah, And we're low. We are running 40 to 1 non-ethanol, Echo Red Armor specifically. Do some research on your oils, and I think you'll be just fine. I did bring a 24-inch bar and chains just in case I dulled this. I think we're looking pretty darn good still. I have not tightened my chain. Seems like it's oiling well. They have a little bit of hickory on the ground. I'm gonna go try to get that knocked out for them real quick. Give me a break on the bigger wood. Let's see how the saw restarts. Wire. I hit some wire. My chain was cutting good. Let's see how it did. We did cut through it. There's a bunch of wire in there, so I'm not going to do that anymore. Let's go put it into some wood and see if it cuts still. Actually, might be a good time to put it into the dirty wood now. Time for a chain swap out. We are dull. So I went ahead and swapped the 24-inch bar off of my 562. This was the SugiHara chain that was not stellar out of the box. And then I proceeded to take down a few rakers a little too low. So we might experience a little bit of chatter. It's freshly hand sharpened. I set the rakers. Most of them were already good. But again, like I said, this will probably chatter. And but I want to get the teeth worn down so that way I can get back to good rakers. Basically the chain's probably toast for the whole life because I filed a lot off of them. Let's see how the 372 starts up here. So far it's running really well. We're making good progress through this pile. There's a log, a very nice log right there, but it's really dirty, so I want to stay away from it until the end. These SugiHara Premium Light bars are very flexible. It's nice to have the weight savings, but this is very flexible, and I think that's why it kicked. I normally don't kick chains very often. Let's see, hopefully it didn't get a burr. So far so good. Having the captive bar nuts on the newer modern saws is very, very nice. I do not have any extra bar nuts with me. Man, that saw is absolutely ripping. That's better than any clone saw I've run as far as stock. Aaron Lynch's 660 clone, where he worked out all the details and made it right, that was a phenomenal saw. This is a lot of fun. This is some really nice red oak. I'm gonna start running the 372 clone again. I think that I'm out of the dirtiest of wood, but it's covered in saw chips, and so I really can't see at this point. I went ahead and utilized my MS460 with the carbide chain. It got through quite a bit of big wood with some mud in it. This thing's been sitting for a little bit. Let's see if it pulls. Or it's gone a little lean. Probably fuel, I'm guessing. Yep, we're out of fuel again. Stuff made in China is extremely volatile. Knockoffs are, of course, volatile. A lot of people view it as a threat to their favorite brands. Without those clone saws, I wouldn't have spent all the money I have with the OEMs. really the clone saw market it's kind of unique. They're affordable. You can get some work done with them. You can learn about them, and then you realize you want more. So if you are thinking about jumping into a larger saw and all you've ever had is a homeowner saw, definitely consider that. I have a lot of content talking about clone saws in the past. I'll have more content in the future. I'm happy to add this saw to my stable. I love running this 372 platform. Would I like to have an OEM one? Heck yes, I would. I don't currently. And I don't really want an X-Torque. This just makes me want to find more, I gotta be honest with you. But it's absolutely wonderful. This saw has basically 2 tanks of fuel. Maybe like 2.5 considering the first half tank, or maybe 3/4 of a tank. It kind of idled and revved and idled, turned off and on, and all that. But anyway, we're less than 3 tanks of fuel through this thing. I could tell it got lean over there, so I was hoping it was low on fuel, because I have had in the past the clone saws, the 372 specifically, run really poorly. This saw seems like it's holding a really nice tune. It is very usable so far. The only thing I've had problems with is a little bit of fit and finish type stuff. The carb seems to tune up nicely. The fuel line did pop off of the carburetor, so I don't know what that's about, but hey, now that I know that happened, if it happens again, I'll know what to do. 40 to 1. Let's see if she starts up like she's been. I didn't run her dry, so I should be able to just pull it over. I'd say that's a win. Wow. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Okie Woodsman channel. If you've never seen one of these saws run, this is an example of a good one. And I think it's an example of the good one because it is designated as the 372 Pro, which has a carburetor labeled Walbro. Forgive me for not knowing, but also being kind of skeptical. Is it a real Walbro? I don't know. Is it a Chinese market real Walbro that they produce over in China? I don't know. Please share below if you know anything about that. This saw was provided by TriStar Supply. If you're interested in performance parts for Stihl and Husqvarna OEM saws, or getting into the clone game because you've always kind of wondered, check them out. Use the links below. Use the discount code OAKIE10 and you'll get 10% off of your order. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Gosh dang. I couldn't help myself after I closed that video. I am really curious to see how this thing does in the long run. I'm really wanting to use this saw to do some work on my own. Meaning, like, I want to modify a muffler for it. I already have an extra one. Once I get a little bit better at welding, I want to weld a larger pipe into it, like a 3/4 or 1-inch pipe. Do a base gasket delete. And I'm really curious to see how this saw does. Oh, let's check the air cleaner. It's about 2 full tanks of cutting. Let's see how the Husqvarna design works. Just a little bit. I doubt there's going to be anything in the intake. Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful inside. This kills my 562 and my 545 muffler. I'll show you inside of the intake. There's nothing in there except for a little bit of oil and what may have fallen in there. I actually probably just gave it more dirt by what I just did. Yeah, what a winner, man. It's so funny. The 372 has such a better intake than like my 562 and 545. It's just all that's to it. It shows an NGK spark plug. I will tell you this, that spark plug is in there very tight. I tried putting my wrench on it and gave up. I almost want to put an impact on it or a longer deal. I hope that the cylinder is not messed up because of them over tightening it from the factory. Pretty impressive.